And today we're gonna be sharing something special with you guys. Today we have Arroz Verde, Arroz Rojo, that's red and green, and beautiful Salsa Macha shrimp. Look at that, it's just gorgeous, man. A lot of your taquerias and Mexican and Tex-Mex restaurants make it very, very similar. The Arroz Rojo is a little closer to our traditional Mexican rice. On both of these rice dishes, we used our soon to be released rice powder. This is a teaser, friends. Terry and I have created a rice seasoning. This is epic for us. We cook a lot of rice here in our house and we had so many people ask for that recipe. It's very popular, as I mentioned earlier. We decided to make it a little bit easier for y'all to enjoy some really good Mexican rice. So we're gonna be using that today. Now this seasoning is not on the market just yet, so stay tuned. So I'm also gonna share with you some ingredients that you can use in place of this blend. And for that, here's Mama Tex's rice seasoning recipe. Half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of cumin, 1 tablespoon of chicken or tomato consomme, and a pinch of oregano. Now remember, you can always adjust the ratios to your preference, but wait, there's more. Now I love me some rice, but I also wanted a little protein in this video, so I'll show you a quick and easy recipe for some delicious sauteed Gulf shrimp. And let me just share with you guys, the kind of rice we're using is jasmine long grain rice. The reason we like jasmine is because you don't have to rinse it, you can if you want to, but it's pretty clean as is. It doesn't make the water colored or anything like that. The other thing we like about the jasmine rice is that the grain stays nice and long and it doesn't break up, and it's beautiful when it's all done. So y'all stay with us. We're gonna do our green rice first. I'm gonna get the pan and the little stove out of the way so we can cut up some of the ingredients. Let's get started. The 3 ingredients we're gonna use to make the rice green today is a little bit of cilantro. This has already been washed and rinsed. We're gonna use a little bit of bell pepper, and we're gonna use a little poblano because it brings a really nice flavor to the dish. There's other ways to do it. A lot of times it depends on where you're from and how your mom, dad, grandparents, or restaurants in your region make it. All right, I'm gonna take some of this poblano right here, and we're not gonna use the whole thing. We're gonna take maybe about a third of the chili poblano, and the size, of course, is gonna depend too. And I'm gonna cut into smaller pieces here. And this, my friends, is gonna go into our little blender here. So let me get this in here. Got all of this poblano. Oh, it smells good. It really does. These are an amazing chile. All right, next up, we're gonna take some cilantro, and I'm gonna take this head right here, the head of the cilantro, and I'm gonna take most of it. I left a little bit. I think this is about all we're gonna need. This is not a measurement, friends. This is just, we're kind of eyeballing it all, and you don't have to chop it like this, but it does settle into the blender a little bit better. This is a very small blender. Somebody broke one of my other blenders, so I've got a new one coming. It'll be here in a couple of more days. It wasn't me, I'll say that. All right, and we're gonna take about half of this bell pepper. Now, bell pepper also brings a really great flavor to a lot of dishes. It's gonna bring a really great flavor to this Arroz Verde. All right, so we're gonna dice this up now, crossways. Okay. Now the last batch of peppers we got is scorching hot, so I'm gonna put that in here. Maybe not. Terry won't be able to eat it. Neither will Mama Tex. All right, we won't put that in there. All right, so we've got all of our green vegetables. I'm gonna drop a garlic clove in here. That's gonna be the aromatic that gives it a little extra flavor. We love garlic in our rice, and this seasoning has a little bit too, but I like a little extra. Now, if you have chicken broth or chicken stock, it's even better. Today, for some weird reason, we are actually out. We always have chicken broth, but today we don't. So, and we forgot to go buy some. So let's just use water. It's still gonna be delicious, I guarantee it. I'm gonna put some water in here. I'm gonna fill it up to right about there. And we're gonna hit blend. Beautiful, look at that gorgeous green color. Now, not only is this gonna color the rice, it's gonna add a really amazing flavor as well. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this little pot here. I'm gonna get the blender, and I'm just gonna pour this right in here. This is gonna be for our rice. All right, friends, I've got my veggies all blended up. I'm gonna go put it on the stove for just a couple of minutes while I get my pan ready to brown my rice. This does need to be warm when you add it to the rice, so we'll be right back. All right, friends, so let's get fired up. Let's get everything going here. I generally like to let the pan heat up a little bit first before I add the oil, so I'm gonna give it about a minute. All right, friends, I can feel the heat on there. I'm gonna go ahead and add a tablespoon of oil here. This is avocado oil, by the way. I know some of y'all gonna wanna know. All right, let's get some rice in here. This is a half a cup. And we're going to start to saute it a little bit. Now, I did forget to do one thing. I do like to add a little onion flavor, so we're gonna do that right now. And I'm just gonna take the onion and get a little bit of onion in here. And there we go. Now, when I use long slices of onion like that with my rice, I like to saute it with the rice so it'll start to soften up, get warmed up. What we're looking for is a nice little golden brown color. And we're running about a medium heat on the pan, so you don't want to let it set too long on our pan here. So we got to keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it moving. I like to move it, move it, move it. I like to move it, move it, move it. How does that song go? I know I've heard it. When we make a cup of rice, it's always 2 cups of liquid, usually chicken broth, but it can be water. Today, because the veggies are taking up some of the space in the measuring cup, we're gonna add a little bit more water. So I'm gonna turn this off for just a minute, turn it way, way down while I can get my liquid over there, because it's starting to smoke. All right, we have our liquid here. I'm gonna measure out 2 cups. That's gonna be nice. And just whenever you add water to a hot pan, do it very carefully, because you're gonna get a lot of bubble, just like that. You want to stir this up a little bit, make sure that the green incorporates with all of that water and with the rice, so the rice will start to absorb some of that beautiful color there. All right, I'm gonna get 2 tablespoons of this rice seasoning. All right, let's keep stirring this up a little bit, then we're gonna put a lid on it. Like I said a while ago, the greens take up some of the volume, so we're gonna add another half a cup of water here. We know more or less by eyeball where our water level needs to be. I think we're pretty close. All right, it's starting to boil just a little bit. It's time to get our lid on. But one of the things I like to do is I like to give it a little taste just to see where we're at on the salt. Oh man, that's good. I can taste the cilantro, the bell pepper, and the poblano has its own unique flavor. All 3 in combination are very subtle, and it's really, really good. Starting to boil, we need to get our lid on here. And just like any other pan of rice when we make, we gotta give it 15 minutes to cook without removing the lid. We'll be back in 15 minutes, my friends. All right, friends, I heard my timer go off. Time to turn the heat off here. So I'm turning that down. It's been exactly 15 minutes. That rice should be perfect. Now, I know some people don't take it off for another 10 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever, but we have to peek because this is a video, right? That's my excuse. Ooh, look at that. Nice. Look at these rice kernels. That's why we love jasmine rice. Look at that, friends. Always perfect, always delicious. All right, friends, so we're gonna take a little bit of red and green jalapenos. This is just for decoration. Of course, y'all know I'm gonna eat them, so you don't have to do this, but I just thought the red would make this look really pretty. So I'm gonna lay some of these in here. And while we're there, we might as well put some green in there because it is an Arroz Verde, right? So I cut some medallions from a green jalapeno also, and there you have it, friends. I can't wait to take a bite of this and dig into it, but I'm gonna wait a little bit because we need to wait for the Arroz Rojo too. We're gonna get started on that now. All right, my friends, the Arroz Verde turned out perfect. Now let's move on to the Arroz Rojo. This is gonna be the red rice. We're gonna use a little bit of red bell pepper, 3 Roma tomatoes, and this time I won't forget the onion, so let me slice that first. This is not gonna go into the blender. This is gonna go into the pan to saute with the rice. And I'm gonna take about 1/3 maybe of this bell pepper. That's almost half. I really just want about that much. All right, now I saw somebody on one of my posts comment and said that red and green and yellow bell peppers taste exactly the same. I do not find that to be the case. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments below. All right, let's get this cubed up so we can get our Arroz Rojo going. I'm hungry already. Oops, trying to get away. And let's get a couple of tomatoes. I'm gonna just kind of cube them up big like that. Drop them in there. All right, I almost forgot my garlic. Let's get that garlic clove in there. Measure how much water I'm gonna put in here. Because remember I said our rice is always 2 cups to 2 1/4 generally. So I'm gonna measure how much water goes in here. All right, let's see if it'll blend like that. That was 1/2 cup. There we go. Don't tell Mama thinks I'm using her smoothie blender. Now, if you really want your rice to get another extra kick of red, put a little paprika in there. Oh man, I don't have a top on this. So this is gonna be maybe about 1/2 teaspoon, más o menos. Here is a 1/2 teaspoon of consommé. This is also a consommé. And you guys know I don't usually use a lot of consommé normally, but on this red rice, I did want to put some just to kind of show you guys a different way that you can make this rice. And we're also gonna use a 1/4 cup of tomato sauce like we normally do on our regular Mexican rice, but it doesn't fit in here right now. So I'm just gonna blend that up a little bit. All right, so we used a 1/2 cup of water for the blender. We're gonna go ahead and see how much more we can put in here. There's 1 1/2, that makes exactly 2 cups. I think we're gonna need just a little more, but we'll see when we get there. All right, so I'm gonna get this into a pan over there on the stove, and I'm gonna get my other little stove over here. I'm gonna start sauteing our Arroz Rojo. We'll be right back. All right, friend, it's time to do the Arroz Rojo. So I'm gonna go ahead and warm up this pan just like I did the last time. I'm gonna give me a tablespoon of oil, and we're gonna rock and roll some Arroz Rojo. All right, friends, our pan is hot. Let's get some oil in here. We're gonna put 1 tablespoon of oil. This is avocado oil, and that's a little bit hot, I can tell right away. So we need to get our rice in here already. 1/2 cup, and another 1/2 cup right there. Ooh, we're nice and hot, look at that. Here's my onions. All right, I love onions, the way they smell and the way they taste. Giving the rice a little stir here. Move it around, make sure it doesn't burn on us. We just want to put a little brown on there, a little bit of golden deliciousness. All right, I'm gonna go bring my warm tomato sauce and bring it over here so we can get it going. So just like I said earlier with the other rice, be very careful. Kind of let it go, let it go. Let me cover up this other camera here. I think we're about right there. We've got a little bit more. I can add a little bit more of this. We want to crank the heat up just for a minute or so. Get it simmering. That looks gorgeous, man. Really gorgeous. All right, we're gonna put 2 tablespoons of the Arnitex Arroz powder. All right, we're also gonna add a 1/4 cup of tomato sauce. Get the lid on here already because we need to cook. I like to taste my broth to see if it needs more salt. I think you could use a little more, but I'm gonna leave it alone. We're just gonna let that set for 15 minutes. Hun, set me a timer, please. Friend, we'll be right back in 15 minutes. Stay with us. All right, it's been 15 minutes. I hear my ringer. Let's turn it off. We're gonna give this rice about 2 minutes like we gave the other one. Let that steam settle down a little bit. Then we're gonna open it up and we're gonna take a look at it, see how good it looks. It's been another 5 minutes. Go ahead and take the lid off and see what we have with our Arroz Rojo. Steaming hot. Woof-ah, look at that, beautiful. This looks awesome. Look at this, one more time. So let's decorate this one just a little bit since we did the other one. And this one, we're gonna also decorate it the same. A little bit of red and a little bit of green. Medallions here as well, same as the other one. Get out of there. And make it look good. And I'm gonna take some butter, 1.5 tablespoons maybe. Let's stir this butter a little bit. We're gonna dump some onions in here. Gonna saute those just a little bit. But wait, there's more. We also have orange, red, and yellow bell peppers, all diced up. No, we're not making fajitas. It's not fajitas. And here is the surprise, friends. We're gonna throw a little bit of fresh Gulf shrimp in here. It's already been deveined and rinsed. Just let that ride. And this cooks really fast. This is 2 cloves of garlic, diced up, not minced, just diced, nice and chunky. That way when you get some of that shrimp and some of the bell pepper and onions, you get a little crunch going with that little bit of shrimp. All right, these shrimp are almost done. I've got one more thing I want to put in here. This is not the one that I made, but it's just as good. This is Salsa Macha, and it is delicious. I'm gonna put 2 teaspoons in here and turn off the heat because they're done. All right, friends, it's time for my favorite part of every video, the taste test. I'm going to town. We have some amazing and beautiful Salsa Macha shrimp. Look at that, it's just gorgeous, man. I'm gonna put some of this on the plate here. Butter, oh yeah, baby. More butter makes it more better. You betcha. Let's get some green rice, Arroz Verde. Let me get this on here. Ooh, look at that. Look at that, friends. Nice and fluffy, not sticky at all. Just delicious. I'm gonna go ahead and put me a little jalapeno because I like jalapeno. In fact, I like any kind of chili pepper. There we go. Let's get some Arroz Rojo now. And we're gonna get this over here. Set it down right here. Oh yeah, baby. All right, let's give these rice, red and green, a taste. See what we have, because I'm dying to eat these. I'm going with green first because that's the one I made first. Look at that, beautiful, fluffy green rice. Oof, man. Super good. All right, now here's the Arroz Rojo. Look at that, nice and fluffy. This one is still steaming. It smells good too. Let's try it. Very, very good. Friends, you can pre-order my cookbook with Mexican-American recipes, Texas-style barbecue, and comida casera just like this. If you guys are interested in our American Pitmaster rubs, these here, the Wow, the OG, and the brisket rub, you can go to pitmaster.us and place you an order. Thanks for watching. Keep the smoke light. Make it work. Boom! Buddy, you're in my way. I'm trying to dance, dude. You want to dance? You want to dance with me? Y'all want to dance? Y'all see him here? You want to dance? You want to dance, dude? All right, let's dance. Let's dance.